what we're going to do is we're going to start with a meditation so that way we can get centered and set the energy for the course. And I think that that'll help a lot. So get comfortable. First a clearing. So I'm going to go into all of your fields right now. Tease all of them out. Connect them to all that is. Introduce some light language. Clearing residue into little white butterflies of unconditional love. Bring in large amount of creation source energy, filling you up until you're beaming light. Bring the energy into the experience, into our dwellings, into the places that we are experiencing this course, allowing it to unfold and get larger, more. There we go. Transmuting all of that experience, residual psychic debris, into little white butterflies of unconditional love. And grounding. Everyone, you come back into your bodies. Removing myself from your field. Amping up that beautiful creation energy. Natural healing. There you go. Take a nice deep breath in and release. Perfect. Okay, you can open your eyes when you're ready. Okay, so it's a good centering exercise for me, and what it entails is me going into all the energy present and deciding where I would like for us to be vibrationally. All right, and that sounds like I'm in charge of everything, and yeah, I am. So that's why we did that. That's how it works. Okay, what you'll experience is you'll probably, like right now, you're feeling the subtle shifts through your body. All right. So I'll just start talking and everything will write itself. You have to give it looks like 3 to 5 minutes for it to actually integrate. Okay. And that's because you're assimilating your energy field with your physical field right now. See, there's your energy field just cleared. Okay. Let's do your spiritual field. Okay. Let's do your physical field. Very aware of your body. See how you come into your back that way. Your emotional field. We're going to open up the heart chakra for connection. Okay. Now your energetic self, come all the way into your energy awareness. Yeah, you feel bigger than life. That's good. That's how you should feel. Okay. Now, if you still feel like condensed, what you can do is you can push the energy out, all right? Because it's a lot of energy that you just brought back in, and you can make your field a little bit larger to give yourself room for your physical translation sort of filter. Okay. All right. Better? Feeling more clear now? All right. Me too. All right. Right? You can, huh? Yep. Yeah. Yes. She could feel it. Yes.
It is. I can feel the energy too.
Yes. Heck yeah. Just get like a little space going. Everything works out really good. Okay, so tonight for symbology, what we're going to do is I'll explain to you what my perception of symbology is. Okay, I knew that we were going to cover an awful lot today, which is good, but it's actually very succinct. So that's nice. So it all worked out. The the first part is that there's three basic types or groups of symbols. And the first one is that the symbol is the object and it gets the energy and it holds the energetic power. Okay. The next is a descriptor. Okay. Like a stop sign or something like that. That would be another sign, another symbol, right? And then the other one is almost all energetic, to where you're calling in energy to do something. You're not giving it to anything other than what it is that you want to take place. And they're called groups or tatwas or symbols. All right. Now, what's really good about this is that knowing what kind of energy it is that you're working with, whether or not you're putting the energy into the symbol, or if you are allowing the symbol to be energetic. Okay. When you allow the symbol to be energetic, it could be with you 100% of the time. You don't have to redraw it anytime you want. You can pull it out. You could tell it exactly how it behaves, especially if you're creating your power symbol. So the idea is to first find out what you want it to do. Okay. So if you want it to manifest for you, then what it's going to do is it's just going to make stuff come. But if you want it to amplify what you want to manifest, see the difference? Okay. Then you're still in charge of the manifestation. And then it either comes faster or more, things like that. So it can work as an amplifier. It can work as like turning the switch on to whatever the energy is that you're bringing into the experience. All right. So today it's your personal understanding of universal life force energy. So whatever your personal understanding of that particular energy is, that is where we're going to take your symbol energy from. Okay. Well, that's where we're going to borrow the energy to be able to give it direction. We're going to tell the energy that it has this. We're going to draw a symbol for it. You guys will choose your own symbols. This is how we'll go through it and do it. You'll choose your own symbols, but we're going to empower the symbol to be energy that will be with you all the time. There's going to be an attunement to the symbol, so that way it works for you. You won't have to worry about like it not worrying. Oh yeah, thanks for the symbol. Good old horseshoe. Oh, oh, oh. Everybody has them upside down. Oh, so so just there's lots of signs and symbols that are out there. Let's talk about the ones that are instructional or directional or whatever you want to call, okay, to where they are communicative. All right. Those particular signs would be like the signal lights, right? All of the driving universal signs that they have. They have like the P with like this. Everybody knows no parking. So keep in mind how powerful those signs are and start to roll through them in your head, right? So a stop sign has 8 or 6 sides, right? Not 8, right? Is it 6 or 8? 8 sides, right? It's an octagon.
I think it's 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that number is going to come into play with that particular sign. All right. So every time somebody sees that shaped sign, they automatically stop. It's the only one like it. It isn't like you find that you see it even painted on the signs that say going the wrong way. So the idea is just understanding that what we've done is we've come into agreement with these signs and we've given them power to tell us what to do and to direct us. All right. So street signs, maybe the sign on a house, maybe you're looking for for rent sign. Maybe you're looking for a job offer sign. Maybe you're looking for a free meal. Maybe there's like a lot of things, but we have a lot of signs that are directive in that aspect. There's also those other kind of signs, right? Like you were talking, I think you were talking about like a bird earlier. Okay, so wait, I was talking to somebody earlier because I've had a lot of conversations in the last couple of days. All right. So I was talking to somebody earlier about birds and how, oh, yes. Okay. I remember now. How birds and how they're totems for us if we want to go ahead and pay attention to it. We don't necessarily, it doesn't necessarily mean that how somebody else believes is the way that it's actually going to come out. So a lot of that's folkloric. And what I mean by that is that maybe you heard this from your grandmother or your grandfather or the older ones in your family. It's like, oh, break a mirror, that's 7 years. So superstition, you look into superstition an awful lot as far as folklore goes, but there's signs. There's visceral signs that actually translate to experience on the way. So that would be like watching the weather. All right, because you're looking for signs in the weather. You're looking at the clouds, you're looking at the wind speed, you're looking at the humidity, you're looking at a lot of things, but you're looking for signs. All right. Anything that we watch, we're looking for a sign. So if we're watching TV, Instagram, TikTok, we're looking for a sign. So being aware of what it is that you're looking for is helpful. But sometimes it's just escape. So just knowing what you're looking for, okay, this is a sign. All right. Then there's like astrology, numerology, and there's some spiritual efforts and a lot of the glyphs that have come through for those sciences, the metaphysical sciences. But think about the glyphs and the calligraphies and the drawings that are present from like as long as we can find, right? Thousands of years ago. And those depicted storylines and things, people, places, and things, events, different things that are like all written there. And so those symbols are really impactful because they've been there and they've just started to unlock the keys to deciphering them, which is really beautiful. Now, how do you incorporate all of the signs that you see that like affect you, right? I think that's like a half sentence. So let me rephrase it. What I'm shooting for is how do we get to your power symbol from signs, right? And the idea is you're learning what your folklore is. You're learning what your mission statement in life is. All right. Like, what's your mission? To be happy is mine. So I don't know what yours is. It could be the same. I'll share. I like that, but that's my mission, to be happy. I know that if I'm happy, I'll be able to be with lots of happy people, and there'll be lots of happy people. That's how that'll work for me. So depending on what you want to be. Okay. Now, how would you encapsulate that into a drawing? Right. Well, the first thing that we'll do is we're going to go into a heart-brain coherence. And what that will do is that will allow more of our cells in the electrical synapse and firing for signals in our body to do it all at once, rather than maybe do it from the heart and then the head questions it, or maybe do it from the head and the heart questions it. So we're going to bring both brains together, the heart brain and the cerebral brain, and we're going to do it using gratitude. Gratitude is a really good, it's something that most of us can muster up about something. And so we're going to use gratitude. We're going to focus in our heart center. We're going to do it for 3 minutes. That 3-minute exercise will solidify almost anything in your life that you want to ask for or work toward. It's a very good jumping off point because it puts you into a very good entrainment from where you would like to end up. All right. So the reason that the heart-brain coherence is so effective is because you have 50 trillion, well, let's see, I looked it up the other day. So you have 37 to 48 trillion cells in your body, and they haven't decided how many are actually in there. Well, because there's cell division, right? Cell division and replication, right? Or in rejuvenation. Wow, boy, our bodies, there's something. So in that, they're not really going to be able to get a true, they'll get a true ish count, right? Now, they're also investigating different DNA strands still because more is being revealed because they have new technology now. So they're naming all of the DNA in the body, but most of the body responds to physical aspects. So when you eat, the DNA in your body changes to accommodate whatever it is that you ate. It's weird. Like that's what it's supposed to do, but like we don't think that way. We think, no, the stomach goes ahead and digests, but you're down to the cellular level. That's what's really doing it. Okay, so that's what we'll do. We'll go ahead and we'll practice the heart brain coherence. The idea behind the symbology is to find out who you are and put it into a symbol. Okay, so you're all going to become the artist formerly known as Prince, basically. All right. So your symbol can be like anything that looks or feels or seems like it expresses you. All right. And it can be any symbol. So it's however you want it to be. Okay. All right. I'm getting like phalluses. Why?
Phallus.
Never mind.
Yeah, no, because
Okay.
I'm all about trees.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Palm trees.
Okay.
That's-
Okay. So that's what that is. Okay.
And I'm like,
Hi,
don't
babe.
want that one 'cause that's
What's that?
far too bad.
Yeah, I already did that. I already let her out too, babe. So
What you thinking, Kim?
I don't know if I need that. I don't know if I need that. Okay, so let's see. I just like fleeting. I was like, oh, okay. All right. So what we're going to do first is that heart brain coherence. It takes about 3 minutes. That shifts your vibration substantially into a place that is fully connected. All right. So get comfortable. And I'm going to invite you to have a feeling of gratitude in your heart chakra, in this heart opening space right here. Bring something into your heart space that resonates with gratitude for you. And to make it a little bit more poignant, you can take a few fingers and put it in your heart center, right on your chest. Bring that heart gratitude in. We're going to play around with this vibration of gratitude. We're going to open it up more. So it's expanding, but it's also amplifying. There you go. Beautiful. Really getting into your heart space. Allowing the energy to drop down from your thinking mind into your feeling heart. The energy of gratitude. And with this gratitude, allow the circumstances that surround the bringing of this gratitudinal feeling to bring more gratitude. fully seated. There we go. Okay. And now gently remove your hands from your center of your chest, if you put them there. Allow your body to remain in connection with the heart and the cerebral brain, and open your eyes gently when you're ready. Okay. All right. Good space. So now what we'll do is from this space, okay, start to there's a paper inside of your folder that has like maybe 2 lines on it. On the back of that third paper, I want you to start writing what you stand for, like what you want to emblemize in society or for yourself. For yourself will be more powerful. For society, you can use self anyway. So that might be a better way to go. So basically, how do you see yourself? In the best possible light. We're taking a paper and we're doing it on the very back. The reason we're doing it on the back is because we're going to give meaning to the symbol. So this is what the symbol is going to represent. It represents you. So it's like the artist formerly known as Prince. You'll basically have a symbol. It won't replace your name, but it has your essence. We're going to place your essence in the center of the symbol so that the connection that you have to universal life force energy and your continuity of the energy will power the symbol. Okay. So this is your symbol. Did that help? Are you excited? Y'all done? But that's good, right? Good. Okay, so we're finishing up probably about 2 more minutes. Okay, time's up. Good so far? Good. Okay, so now what you've done is you've infused the paper with your intention. So now we're going to flip the paper over and we're going to draw out a symbol. But what symbol? What symbol, she asks. Okay. The beauty of this is that it can be anything. It can be anything that you see inside of your head. It can be anything that you don't see inside of your head. But what it will be, all right, is yours. So when you see it, if you have to sketch it, all right, let me know. All right. But I think that you should be able to just draw, like I can see the symbols coming in for you guys right now. Okay. And so just draw what you got. It'll be okay. Some of it is a straight line. Some of it is like an overline like this. Some of it is a circle. It's like, there's a bunch of different glyphs that are waiting to be used. That's what I see. Well, it doesn't, the thing is that what you want is you want it to be simple enough to recreate and that you can remember it. Right. So make it as simple as you can to recreate. When I got clairescence energy given to me, I made it a triangle. That was the easiest thing I could do. So to turn that on, it's a double tetrahedron, and the intention behind it is how it gets turned on. So keep your symbol simple enough to where you can remember it but replicate it at the same time. Now, every time you use this symbol, it's going to gain more power. All right. It's going to become more focused and intentional That is because you will use it that way. Understand that once you get going with this particular symbol, it's going to work like, it'll work like any other symbol that somebody else has created or received energy for, or anything like that. At first, you'll have trepidation, like little, "Oh, I don't know if this is going to work." Then something will come through. Then you'll be like, "Oh, okay, well, maybe that worked. I don't know though. Let's see." Then maybe 2 or 3 more things come through. And you're like, "Okay, well, you know what? Maybe this is working. I think I'll use it." Okay. And that's the only hold back on the symbol. That's it. It's you. It's fine otherwise. So anything that has a circle in it or a half circle is part of sacred, all of it's sacred geometry, but it's a sphere. All right. So keep in mind that for a sphere, that means that there's no sharp edges. Okay. So if you have no sharp edges, that would make sense, right? If there's any triangle or perpendicular sort of things going on, then that's going to tell you that you have dimensional understanding. See what I mean? Okay. Spatial understanding, of course, but dimensional understanding if there's angles. All right. If there are straight lines that lead to boxing things, all right, then that means that you in your symbol, you're saying you require adherence. Does that make sense? Every straight line that you draw, what you're doing is you're bringing it in. You're going boom, boom, boom. So any straight line that you draw, you're bringing in energy. So that could be part of it. If there is a squiggly line, okay, usually you'll see 2, or usually you'll have 2. Squiggly lines they actually represent the light wave that is being given to you. So I understand what it is, but if you have that going on, that's what that is. If there is a symbol that you're used to seeing elsewhere, but you feel as though it's been given to you for this specific purpose, use that symbol. All right. Use that symbol. You don't have to doctor it or make it any other way. So if you have a sigil, if you have like whatever it is. Okay. So you're good with the symbol that you have?
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's workable.
Okay. And what about you?
I did 4 different ones and I kept trying to pare it down to be simple.
Okay.
So I don't
Well,
know.
you're not a simple person, so that
I'm
makes
not.
perfect sense. So which
Maybe I
one
should do the
appeals?
first one.
No. Which one appeals to you the most?
Um,
Which one can you draw the easiest?
I like the second one
Okay.
because now I know all the incorporations and it didn't incorporate a squiggly, but the 4th one is like real simple that I like too. So I like to.
Okay. You want to rock and see which one you want to use?
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Because the power symbol doesn't mean you can't have other symbols. Those other symbols you can use, you just give them different meanings.
Okay.
So you can, when you get your power symbol and you're attuned to it, you can make other symbols and you say, okay, this is how you act. When I want to send energy, I would like for this symbol to turn on distance, whatever I'm going to do. Or I would like for this to bring in emotional harmony and balance. All right. So different things like that's how all the symbols are invented, is through need.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So what you're doing is you're just learning to direct the information, and you're accessing light language. So we call it light language, but it's symbology of the universe. Okay. So question, is it wait, do you have your yes and no?
Body show me yes.
Okay.
Body show me no.
Okay. All right. So is it symbol number 1? Body, is it symbol number 1?
Body is a symbol number 1.
Okay. Body, is it symbol number 2?
Body is a symbol number 2.
Yep. And then body, is it symbol number 3?
Body is a symbol number 3.
Okay. Body, is it symbol number 4?
Body is a symbol number 4.
Okay. So that's why you just choose.
Okay.
All right. And the reason it keeps coming to you, all of them are very similar, right?
They are very similar.
Right.
Yep.
And so what I would do is I would pick out the components that are all the same and I would make my symbol. But if you like one of those symbols and it answers like everything for you, then that'll be the symbol. Okay.
I got it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, that worked.
Good.
That helped.
Yep. It
Okay,
did.
great. Great. Okay. And so ready? Okay, so what you're going to do is put everything but the paper, all right, underneath your chair. Okay, so set aside all of the paperwork that you have except for your symbol and the meaning. All right.
And the meaning
Yeah, yeah, because it's on the same paper.
is strength, right?
Okay, so make sure the symbol is faced up. All right. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to do a sacred geometry attunement. The sacred geometry attunement gives you access to all patterns in the universe. So that's how you can fulfill powering your symbol. Okay. And that's how it works. Okay. So first things first, Metatron's cube. I have that in the center of the room right now. You feel it? Well, we're going to include a symbol from origin. All right. And that's you. That's your symbol. You guys are like, we say we're infinite beings. Like, this isn't our first rodeo. So, hey, let's go ahead and we'll access that information. There's enough consciousness that believes that way to where that will help with that power. All right. Right now, the Metatron's cube is gently starting to rotate. It's a 3-dimensional cube. There's blues in it, like a lot of blue in it right now. So it's starting to spin around like this. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to say what I'll do. Okay, so we're going to amplify the Metatron's cube. All right. It'll feel like it's almost taking up the whole space. You won't be inside of it, but you'll be able to feel it like on the tops of your feet. Okay. So that way it's not in your spatial awareness, but you'll know that it's there. Okay. So can you feel that, Lanisha?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. So what we're going to do is I'm going to ask. So Metatron's coming to help me with the attunement. So that's fine. So the attunement process, here we go. This one's for you, Kim. And this one's for you, Kareen. And this one's for you, Lanisha. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to open it up. All right, great. So what I've done is I put you inside the symbol of Metatron's cube. Since you're in there, that's origin. So it is amplified creation energy. You can probably feel it everywhere and nowhere at the same time, which is very interesting, but that's how origin is. It is everything that the universe is. Okay. Now, there's a bunch of circles and triangles, and you can pretty much receive almost every pattern or symbol or shape from Metatron's cube. So that's why it should really serve us very well. Now, since you're in the cube, what we're going to do right now, all right, is we're going to take our right finger, okay, because that's going to be our projection finger, and we're going to do it this way so that we can power the symbol. So take a couple of times and look at your power symbol to see how you want to start to draw it. The minute that you put your finger on the paper, all right, you can lift it anytime, but you are going to feel an enormous amount of energy flowing through your body, coming out your finger into the symbol. All right. The reason for that is because we're putting the power in it. Okay. So you guys ready? You ready, Lanisha?
Yep.
Okay, here we go. We're going to power up Metatron's cube, amplify that. We're going to go all the way out and all the way in. All universal law built in. Okay. It's almost like a gaining strength right now. You can feel it gaining strength. All right. We're going to let it continue to gain strength. There we go. All right. Take your finger and go down to the topmost part and begin drawing. And you're going to want to trace it 3 times. When you've traced it 3 times, tap it in the center, and you're going to say out loud when you're ready, place all the power of the universe right here. Now it's after you draw it 3 times. Hold your finger on it, watch.
Place all the power of the universe right here.
Feels good, yeah? Amazing, right? Okay. You have a very live power symbol. This, because the intention that I set for the words that I gave you, okay? This is an on switch. So anytime you want any kind of energy adjustment, okay? So everything that goes with your symbol is coming in. Can you feel all that? So welcome. So here's part of it, okay? You're going to experience everything as far as the energy goes. It'll be satisfied. What I mean by that is that you haven't redirected anything that you don't have access to. What you've done is you've utilized not only your belief system, but the energy that you put into it, all ambient energy, and you've taken that, amplified it, put it into Metatron's energy, and then brought it down into your power symbol. That's what you've done. Isn't that great?
Yeah.
So,
Kind of felt it back and forth when we were doing it too, like an exchange back. Did you feel that too?
okay, because now you're connected to your power symbol. So you received an attunement for that. You received an attunement for that. And then you received an attunement for yours. Now, those power symbols, you don't share them with anybody. The reason you don't share them with anybody, all right, is because they'll delineate. Okay. When you show them to somebody else who isn't going to use them the way that you're using them, you're going to give it that duality. Okay. So it'll have 2 sides then. Right now it's got your side.
Don't forget, we looked at each other.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay.
That's fine. That's fine. But like, you're not going to draw hers and you're not going to draw her.
No.
You can, that's no problem. But let's say now that you have these beautiful symbols, right? What can you use them for? I mean, it's really all fine and dandy to have my own power symbol. Yay! Woo! But what do I use it for? Well, part of that is for energetic work. You could do it for energy, but I want to take you through some things that we take for granted that we really don't access, that we have. Like, there's so many things that you can use it for. Okay. First, bending time. All right. So we call it warping time. All right. And what you do is you allow your symbol to come forward and you say, I don't know where we're taking it from to put in front of me, but what I need you to do, because it's a universal symbol, so it's going to access the 12 universal laws and act accordingly. All right. So you don't have to say, I don't know where we're going to get it, but now you understand how that works. Okay. All right. So It's just kind of like, oh, okay, so I could see I have to be there in 15 minutes. I want this 15 minutes to look more like 30 minutes. Okay. And you can extend it. You can absolutely extend time. We make time. So time is relative. Okay. All right. What else would I use it for? Time. That's a kind of handy trick, but I'm always on time. I don't know if I'm going to need that. Okay. So now if you would like to go ahead and change your diet's nutritional value to your body. Okay. You can draw your symbol on anything that you eat with the intention that your body is only going to gain whatever nutrient value it needs and release the rest. Okay? Let's go to money. Let's go to wallets, right? Okay? So let's say you want more money in your wallet. Go ahead and draw your symbol on your wallet. Draw it on a piece of paper, put it in your wallet like a dollar bill, so that way it's holding money, right? Okay? Different things like that. These little things that you do for the symbol, it allows you to physically see that if you draw it out and then you put it somewhere, it allows you to physically see how the energy is working because it'll just show up. The other, if you're doing it, well, we could say mentally, but it's a combination of your cognizance and your sentience. It's how you feel about it. That's what you think. So you're showing up like this. So give both considerations with whatever it is that you're going to do. Okay, what is it that I need this for? Don't hold yourself over the coals for too long. Manifest whatever the heck it is that you want. You're going to come to a place where it's going to be like, I don't know what I want now, because you'll have everything that you've been asking for. So the idea is just to relax and do it slowly. It should be great. Weather. Let's talk about weather. All right. Well, if you're going to say, place all the power of the universe right here, then it should be able to do anything, right? Okay, so let's talk about weather. All right. Your intention can set the weather if you allow it to. So for the first 4 years that we had, the first 3 years that we had fairs here on the third Saturday of the month, I said, okay, no rain on the third Saturday of the month, and we're good. We never rained, ever, not once. Year round, not once. And that's what you could do. You could do that. Just be very direct and strong with like whatever your command is. Now, some considerations when you're starting to work on that scale. All right. You want to make sure, because we're in a drought, right? So, it's not like, well, we don't want no rain today because we have this. So you would do something more along the lines of no rain in this area, but plenty of rain in the mountains where it's not going to hurt anybody. So that way we have stores of water. That'll be great. Okay, let's do that. And that's how you do it. The other day when we had that rain thing come up, I had a client at a show, and I was like, oh, no, we are not raining today. So I'll just tell you that is like, those are things that we have access to, especially if you're working with the universal life force energy that is what you believe in. Do you understand? That's what you've done. You have successfully captured your belief system and made it work for you. Isn't that great? I love stuff like that. Yeah. So, okay. So whether, let's say, you can manifest things. You can say, oh, well, I would like this. I would like this. I would like this. The idea more than anything for symbology is to keep it as sacred as possible. Right. So when you're using it, you can use it after a meditation because you want to get centered. So when you access it, you're back into that energy again. All right. You're going to feel Metatron's cube every time. All right. Because that is the energy that powers your symbol. All right. But now you don't have to draw out Metatron's cube, which is, you have to be very precise if you're going to use it because it has like a lot of moving parts to it. Okay, what else could you use it for? Maybe you want to go ahead and have your car be safe. All right, so you draw the symbol, shroud the car, say, okay, safety and protected. Okay, great. Maybe you'd like for somebody to call you. Okay. I haven't heard from so and so in a really long time. That would be really nice. I would like to talk to so and so. Just draw it out a little bit, and that would be great. All that does is it puts your intention out into the universe the same way that you would if you were just thinking it. However, now you've deepened and strengthened and amplified the intention. It's going to go ping somebody and they'll probably call you, which would be really kind of cool. Right. Okay. And yeah, because like that's really all it is. Okay. Your intention, because you're choosing to want to interact with another individual. And so you're trying to give them a heads up energetically because like you're seeing them and everything. You're like, hey, let's do this. And they're like, yeah, 1 minute. And you're like, no. And they're like, oh, now. Okay, gotcha. Doesn't always work like that, but it can. Now, this is a side note, but I'm going to give it to you anyway. The plants talk to each other. So whether you know that or not, plants talk to each other. All right. So how could that possibly help you? Let's say you have a meeting that you would like to go pretty well. All right. And you know that this individual likes plants. So you talk to your plant, and you say, hey, I'm going to have a meeting with so-and-so. Can you reach out to the plants and like make that pretty good for me? All right. And 9 times out of 10, I've had an excellent meeting because of that. So if you want, you can choose a home plant that is your communicator. You can have that symbol on that particular plant, and then that's your go-to, and it's the one that's always sending a signal. So let's say you're in business and you want to bring more business in. All right. So we have Doris. So I tell Doris, I say, hey, Doris, I'm ready for work. That's what I tell Doris. Hey, Doris, I'm ready for work. Go get me some people. I don't do it very often. I'm doing it more now than I don't care. I like working. I have fun. Okay. Now, what are some things that you would want to use it for? Does anybody have any suggestions?
Probably ties into something you said, but what about relationship communication, like opening up a better relationship with family, friends, colleagues, whoever?
Yeah.
Right. So now what I would do is I would take my symbol and I would draw it into a touchstone. Okay. That would be like a tangible reminder. Okay. But the reason I would use a crystal, all right, is because it's going to have the components of the earth in it, and most likely some form of the atomic solids. And I can attach energy through alchemy to the element, to the atomics. Okay. So just knowing that part, you move into alchemy, it amplifies it, and that makes it a little bit better. I want to develop a game so that people would really understand how to manifest, but it would be the atomic table, and you would cut all the cards up, and then you'd be able to like, well, if you take this element and this element and this element, and then you pull in the essence, and then you do this, then you can make that. And I've done it before, but I want to do that so that I understand it's probably just me, but I mean, I know there's,
I like that.
yeah.
I like it too.
yeah, well, I'm hoping that people will get the same results as I do. I think it might just be me, but I'm hoping that works out really good.
Even if they don't get the results, they have the knowledge.
Right.
It's a game. It's fun.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So
Yeah,
something
great
like
game.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a while.
So atomic solids are great. That's like where you're going to find gold, is where you're going to find like different things like that. Metals are great because they're super conductive. Water is great. So liquids mostly are. There's some that are super dense, but anything that has salt, that's really good. And so just those elements, the elements of our body, those elements, when you find that in the earth, you can take the energy of your intention that comes directly from your signal, your signature. You say, oh, okay, so I want you to go and get me this. And they'll be like, okay, so more love, right on. Let's get more love. Love right here. You'll touch it. You'll go, oh, that feels lovely. Somebody will appear. You'll be like, oh, hug, yay. And it may not turn out exactly the way that you would like. Hopefully the taxi driver doesn't pull over and try to take you to like Reno and get married. But, you know, you never know. You never know. Yep. So what about you, Lanisha? Do you have questions for this one? Are you using your symbol already?
Yeah, I do have one question. I just wanted to know if you can go over how we activated it because I was doing the activation rather than note taking on the activation.
Okay, for you. Okay, so it all comes down to intention. All right. And I was working with my guides to figure out how we could provide this service and allow you to know how to do it. Right. And so part of it is if you work in symbology, all right, and you move into sacred geometry, which is spiritual geometry, that's what that means, then you are amplifying naturally in a very succinct way that which you wish to create. Okay. So I chose Metatron's cube in origin because I wanted it to be an original piece for each of you, to where it isn't a replica of somebody else's energy, that it will be your energy that's in there, like your version, your belief system, everything is in that whatever is you. Okay. So that's what that symbol, as far as like your working knowledge of universal life force energy, it's your willingness to understand that you have access to that amount of energy. Sometimes it throws us off to really have that. We're like, I don't know, but this really does give you that access. So I have been developing the method for about 3 days. Okay. And so the method is you decide which piece of sacred geometry you're going to use that represents what you want to facilitate. So I knew that I could pull in universal life force energy through Metatron's cube, and it was easier to put everybody in their own capsule of Metatron's cube so that way they could bring the energy through. All right, because it's my intention to bring the energy through. What the energy actually does is that when you bring the energy through a Metatron's cube, it's like all blue and it's like fiery like this. Okay. And it's like an electrical fire that goes around, and it has like, it's very three-dimensional. So it's got all its sides and everything, and it's pretty big. Anyway, so it's really big in the room here, and it was spinning like this. And I knew that it was powered by Metatron, the angel, Enoch. So I work with Enoch an awful lot. And so Enoch said that we could go ahead and have this one. And I said, all right. So that's how that all worked out. So that's how I was able to access the power to bring it through for your symbols. So you could do that. You just talk to Enoch. Okay, watch. So Enoch's standing right by you, like right here in front of your face. Do you feel that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you could ask him, you could say, is it time for me to work with you? And what's your answer? Did he give you an answer? Because I heard an answer. So did you hear an answer, Lanisha?
Oh, sorry. I thought you were talking to the group. Yeah, I did.
Oh, okay. All right. So, so what that means is that you need to perfect your understanding of Metatron's cube. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that when you draw it, it's an equal, and then that way you draw it once and you don't have to draw it ever again. All right. But you draw it once and then that's it. Then that way it's the whole energy and the intention is there for you. And I have a copy of it. All right. And maybe we'll go ahead and we'll go into activating symbols for other people, but this is a little bit more advanced, to where I did a couple of initial asks about what it was that they wanted to talk to me about. And so part of it part of what they wanted to really talk to you guys about was empowerment, bringing in the understanding of how powerful you are. So simply because I brought in an access point, all right, that doesn't make me more powerful than you. It makes me more knowledgeable than you. And that's all that is. Okay. And the only reason is because I asked the question. That's it. It's not like 2 days ago, 3 days ago, I was like, oh, I wonder how I'm going to do all this. It was like, man, you better just show me. And so, like, that's kind of how it comes. And when you're asking me how I did it, it came this fast. So I have supposition out there. Suppose this happens, or maybe we could do this, or wouldn't that be nice? And then when it's time, the basket shows up, and then we just do it, because I don't have the wherewithal to try to guess through something, or to think through something, because if they're telling me that it works, then it needs to work. It's like going to a house and being turnkey ready. And that's what I want. I want everything delivered turnkey ready, because I'll do everything, and it is a vast amount, but turnkey ready. It isn't anything that I have to build anymore. It isn't anything that I have to, like, it's not that anymore. It's let's do this. So in that energy where you're at, let's say, okay, so the mats, the welcome mats, Kareen, the welcome mats, draw it on the welcome mat. That's what they just said. So you would draw it on the welcome mat of a house you wanted to sell. Okay. And it'll clear whatever you want it to do. That's what it's going to do.
Thank you.
Yeah. So things like that. And they're little tidbitty things that we do like regularly, but okay. So has that cat come back to your house yet?
Yes,
Okay. Is he healthier?
I think he is.
Okay.
I think he is.
Yes, he's going to continue to get healthier, because my heart, I couldn't take it. All right. So I just wanted to let you know that that's what took place. All right.
Thank you.
But we'll see how long that lasts, because he's a very scruffy individual. So what I would do is I would take your symbol and I would draw it on the food and say, I want him to get an enormous amount of healing every time he eats, so that his body rejuvenates itself. Okay. And that would be a great way for you to be able to access that.
And do I draw it just symbolically over it? Do I take the spoon and actual,
Absolutely at your discretion. So you've drawn the symbol, so it's in existence.
Yeah.
And because we didn't leave the energy only in the symbol. We use the symbol to encapsulate its meaning and its access point. Okay. And then what we did was we brought it all into one place, and we put all of it right here. And this is where we're keeping it. All right. So that's why. So if you want to go ahead and you want to not show anybody the symbol, but you think of the symbol. Okay, great. There it is.
Yeah.
All right. So when I do the symbols for other attunements, I'll go ahead and I'll draw them all out, but I draw them out once. And then I just grab them and I give them to everybody, so that way, because otherwise I'd be drawing forever, because I've done up to 20, I did 20 attunements one day. And so I had to really figure that out. So knowing that it's energy, the symbol holds the key. All right. But now what you've done is you've taken it out of only tangible. All right. And you've put it into a very energetic meaning, which gives it so much freedom that you can use it in so many different ways. Right. So let's say you're reading the newspaper. I know this is like dating me, but let's say you're reading the newspaper and you're reading civil unrest, and it's like hurting your feelings. It's hurting how you really want the world to be. Right. So you can go ahead and you can draw the symbol on there to bring in more harmony, more peace, more love. All right. And then let go of it. Imagine drawing the symbol on a bunch of stuff, not remembering, and then having a bunch of nice stuff happen to you.
Yeah.
Right. Go ahead.
So because we did it, you attuned us the way you did and taught us, am I correct in saying, no matter what, we have the symbol, it's ours forever, and it's simply powered in a sense by our intention?
Oh,
It's in our
okay.
mind, right?
That is so close. You're just missing one little itty bitty part. Okay. is what powers you.
Oh, the universal.
Universal. That's it right there.
energy.
That's it. That's
Oh
it.
my God,
That
that's
was great.
Okay,
Yeah,
say it
so
again.
that is
Say
it.
again, you guys.
Okay.
So we are powered by the universal energy. And so we have this symbol. She attuned us to this symbol. We actually attuned ourselves as well.
Yes,
We made
that's
the
what you
symbol.
did. You
We
did.
attuned
Yes.
ourselves.
Yes.
We used, Lucinda used herself as the tool,
As a
so that
channel,
we-
right?
as a channel to, but we attuned ourselves to the symbol. So we have it forever. So now we, just by our intentional thought, we can do whatever we want with it because we're channeling from universal and we've already channeled ourselves. So it's like, it's fast.
It's very fast. It's very fast. It's very fast.
Fast,
It's extremely fast. So now I want to tell you when I bring through energy, all right, there are some components of my belief that come through with that. So it was a valid question that you asked, Lanisha. All right. So I don't want to add any additional energy into the scheme of things unless it's filled with unconditional love. All right. I'm just not going to do it. So this has unconditional love. Okay. But it also has an amplified version of healing in it. Okay. All right. And you'll be able to, you'll see it. It will just happen. All right. It also has wisdom. It has universal wisdom in it and access. So if you were to draw this and sit on it, just draw it, sit on it, and then have your meditation, you could have the intention that it take you and show you what your next indicated step is. It can show you like maybe a journey, or is there anything else that's coming up for me? How do I resolve this issue? Anything, but you just sit on your symbol. Your symbol is going to give you your information. Keep in mind, energy rises. Okay. So that's why you would do it that way. Okay. It's going to make you guys really second guess sitting down in any of my chairs here, huh?
I'll bring my own pillow.
That's right. Hello, good friend. Yep. Yeah. And so like, let's say you're okay. So you had mentioned that the air conditioner was kind of like on its last things. Just go draw the symbol for the simple reason that you can, right?
Yep.
Say, I don't know what you're going to be able to do, but here you go.
Save me for another week or two.
Well, no,
limit it.
don't do that. What you do is just draw the symbol and say, do whatever has to happen. So if it goes out, an immediate fix will come and it won't be as costly. There's just like so much good stuff that could happen instead. You see what I mean?
I do.
So just let it. Yeah.
Good.
It's not
Good.
here, please stay. Like, we're done with coping.
Yes,
Right.
yes.
And so it doesn't mean that you have to immediately go out there and do that. And we don't want it to break before you have a replacement or something that will like be there.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
So that's your intention. All right. Just say, do whatever you have to bring me the new one.
I like it.
Just like that. And
Yeah.
that's good. Yes. So there's things that we don't normally like go around doing symbols for or intentions for, but just ease your life. That's what I want you to do. I want you to really just go around easing your life and then report back to me and tell me how it's working.
Very-
Okay.
I've used that word before. It's very comforting. They hear to just, you put it out there.
Right.
You just don't limit it. Just go.
Well, now what we're going to do is we're going to amplify what you just learned. Okay.
Okay.
So this is the next echelon. And this was what Lanisha was actually asking about. Okay. So the next rendition is this. She asked about how she could attune another individual or attune a symbol for somebody else and different things like that. You can. The meditation is that heart brain coherence. It's very simple. And you need to get into that for about 3 minutes so that you're firing on all pistons. All right. It's easiest to get there with gratitude. Okay. Make sure that you're feeling it and not thinking it. that you're feeling the gratitude, because we waited for a little while for it to drop down from our brain. And I felt the energy as it was slow moving down into the heart. I was like, do, 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 do. So you want to allow that energy to really come down into your heart center. Okay. And then when it does, you hold that particular vibration for 3 minutes. Okay. And then you can introduce anything after that. Yet with this, I brought in Metatron's cube. Okay. And I knew that Metatron, the archangel, was here, who is actually Enoch. And so I knew that the universe was satisfied with the way that I was going to do it. All right. And then what I did was I watched the symbol get into a 3D component rather than flat. So, it started to open up. When it opened up, I was going kind of intuitive, right? And so it was like, I went ahead and I opened it up like this. I pulled it open like this, and I put one around each of you. Okay. And the reason that I did that was so that you would be within the energy and be able to draw from it successfully. Okay. So my intention was that. Okay. The next part of the intention was that it's connected to creation energy, where I channel from. Okay. So I channel from God source, creation energy, unconditional love, and universal wisdom. And so because that's where I draw my access point, that is naturally going to be the filter that it comes through. So if you're attuning somebody to your symbol, then it's going to have that flavor. Okay. And that's for me, that's fine. I'm good with that. But it's really good that we did place all the power of the universe right here, because that lets you know that it got really succinct and you put it there. So that's excellent. So anytime you work with it, now the energy is going to be fast, poignant, and it's just going to be right there like that. Okay. So the next part of the attunement was to allow the energy that flowed into the cube, into the person, filling them up, like completely filling them up, and then allowing it to come down the arm and out the finger, and then drawing the symbol. Drawing the symbol 3 times it's like the power of 3. It is Trinity energy. It is thought to be sacred. The number 3 is a very sacred number. So 2, it's like just 3 sides. There's 3s are supposed to be this marriage of as above, so below. All right. And so that is what the 3 is really representing. So that's why I use 3. Okay. And then giving it an intention at the very end of it, encapsulating everything that you put into the basket. All right. And then just saying, place all the power of the universe right here. Then now you have access to that. Okay. And then that will solidify the attunement, the symbol, and the individual. If you're going to develop a healing modality from this, okay, because you can, it's already there for you if you want it. Okay. So if you want to develop a healing modality, those other symbols that you drew, Kareen, you could make them be something else in your healing modality. Okay. You would go through the same process of opening a space after the heart-brain coherence inside of Metatron's cube, because you want to get it from the same space. All right. And then you'd be able to, you would draw another, and you don't know, because like what might happen when you are meditating, you might get a symbol. You might be like, oh, okay, so maybe I should use this. And then you find out through yes and no whether or not it's already powered. Is it active or inactive? If it's inactive, what do I have to do to turn it on? And then that way you just go with it. if you have any struggles with that, you can go ahead and reach out and I'll help you through it. But other than that, it should be pretty straightforward. Some basics in healing. The energy is very intelligent, but it's malleable. That means it's changeable. You get to go ahead and tell it what it is that you want it to do. The idea is not to leave anything out. So you would say, okay, so I know that they have like cancer and it would be really good if we could just kill all that cancer. Okay, great. Well, you might end up killing all of the, pardon me, cancerous cells that, you know, that have like been able to stay. The only problem is that now the rest of the body, because it'll have that fodder, it's not gonna, it still has to process them somehow. So the idea with your ask, when you're gonna ask to heal somebody, right? You ask, is it in divine order? Just ask, is it in divine order? Is that divine order? All right, because the healings are gonna come crazy. Because this is just energy that I use. And so I figure I could gift you that. That's easy, right?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
A lot of people and animals.
Right? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Animal healing is important too.
Yes, it is. It's very important.
Because they're
Right. Exactly. So if you choose to go ahead and write a modality on this, when you come up with the name, you need to sit on the symbol, your original symbol, so that the name comes from the symbol. Okay? Because it's a representation of you. Okay? It's not this outside thing. So whatever the name is for the modality that you're creating, it needs to be part of like your why, that thing that you wrote on the back, the mission statement, how you'd like for it to show up. So give it some time. All right. Then I would come up with like a calligraphy, another symbol that means and encapsulates the name of that particular. All right. But I would make the name the master symbol. Okay. To where like it can do all the other symbols, but that's the one you give last. Then that way, now you've hidden it within itself. That makes it more powerful. Okay. So all these things, yeah, all these things. Okay, no problem. So let's say, so all of it is universal life force energy. Let's say Corrine wants to start a modality and she has you have the wherewithal to be able to do it. Let's say you want to be like, you want the angels to help you heal. Okay, that's great. And then what should we call it? Okay, let's just call it Corrine's angelic healings. Okay. All right. So now we're going to come up with a symbol that means Corrine's angelic healings, but that's going to be the master symbol because it's a representation of the whole modality.
Oh,
Then you're going to have smaller symbols. Okay. But this symbol you're not going to use to give to anyone. You're not going to have other people use this symbol, this one right here that you've made.
right.
All right. You're going to create other symbols, empower those symbols so that yours stays true.
Right.
Okay.
So Korean's angelic healing
Would be a
symbol we
different
just
symbol.
did,
Yeah.
would be a different
No, it'd
one.
be a different symbol.
Right, right. Because the
Okay.
one we just created always stays just
Just for you.
always.
Yes.
And then
And
we
so it's just
build
hidden
other
right
ones
inside
from
of it.
there.
Yes. It's
Okay.
hidden right inside of it.
Okay.
Then that way it won't get diluted.
Yeah. Right.
Now, here's the flip side of that. Let's say you feel like there's like a lot of power with this particular symbol that could help a lot of people, right? So then you would detach from the symbol, basically, just pull your essence out of it. It wouldn't hurt it. It won't hurt the symbol. The symbol will still have power, but now other people can access it without accessing your energy.
Okay. Can I make an analogy, one that I would understand?
Please.
So basically what you just told us is as if the symbol we just created tonight is like the umbrella company And then we're forming other companies underneath. One is a healing modality, one is a success modality, one is,
Exactly.
adventure modality.
Exactly.
Okay, got it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, because these symbols are lifestyle changes. So keep that in mind. All right. So that means that anywhere you employ it, it's going to shift a substantial amount of what is to what can be. Now, my suggestion would be if you're coming through in a modality, all right, that you use it in addition to whatever else it is that you use currently, okay, and use like note-taking comparatives so that you can see the difference in how the energies behave. Because I can tell the difference between prana, Reiki, chi, ki, just I can tell the difference between all of them have a different signature. All right. And it's just because because symbols are your beliefs, right? And so there's a belief attached to every single symbol that's out there, every single one. So you've just attached yourself, your essence to a symbol, and you powered it for the universe. You said, okay, I'm going to have universal energy come through this symbol. So when I use it, I know that this is just it'll be great. Okay.
Also, if I may, you used the word earlier, fast, like things are gonna come through fast, but I was actually saying vast, like V-A-S-T,
Oh, vast.
because it is.
Oh,
to me,
it
just,
is. It's
you know,
limitless.
it's very vast.
Yeah, it's very
yes.
unlimited.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So,
Well, things will happen fast. Okay. Because at first, you're just going to put the symbol on things that don't matter.
okay.
Okay. And those things will come through because you don't have any dough in the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
so because you don't have any skin in the game, it's kind of like, yeah, okay, if it happens, it happens. But then your focus isn't on what's not happening.
Right.
Okay. So it's like, those are the ones that always come through, the fast ones like that. It's because your focus isn't on keeping them away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like manifestation, exactly how
It
you
is.
are to manifest.
It is. Well, we manifest every day, all day,
Uh-huh.
right? I manifested the bathroom. I manifested the computer to turn. I manifested this class, so we do that all day, every day.
Mhm.
So manifesting isn't an illusion.
No.
Okay. It's us getting in the way by saying we're not getting what we asked for.
Right.
Okay. And so that's all that is. That's all it ever is. Good. Okay. All right. So we're going to close with that. Thank you guys for a great class. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.